General skills provide interpersonal and fundamental technical skills that treasurers have to look at from growth and training. Except.
Excellent choice. Business is the right answer.
Treasury culture involves finance and job-specific items that are core to the functioning of a well-rounded treasury team. Except.
Right again? Written communication is a valid answer.
The advent of great banking platforms and outsourced solutions has also dramatically decreased leveraging systems and technology.
Exactly. False makes sense, and it is right choice.
The cost, control, backup, access, and service providers, among other aspects, determine the location of dash and infrastructure.
You chose centralized systems. And it is correct. It refers to enable an atmosphere of knowledge and positive teamwork to ensure the highest work and motivational standards.
Great job. Treasury culture is the accurate answer.
The more decentralized the operations, the more important the need for a well-planned, tested, and relaxed contingency plan.
Strong choice. False is the right answer. What risk is associated with ACH debit transactions and can occur when scammers make unauthorized withdrawals?
Correct. ACH debit risk is the right answer.
Stress testing carried out by banks to measure their liquidity conditions within a period of 30 days, namely. Well reasoned. Liquidity coverage ratio is the correct choice.
The Treasury manager must ensure that the funds are available with the organizations in sufficient quantity. Sharp thinking. Availability of funds is the right choice.
What is a foreign exchange transaction with a delivery time of 2 weeks after the transaction date called?
Nice selection. Forward is the correct and valid answer.
The location of the dash performing these roles could be different from the accounts and systems locations.
Valid point. People is true.
Supporting financial control in the creation of a shared service center to optimize the R&app processes.
On track. True is the correct answer.
Have available various alternatives to invest any excess funds at the highest possible returns refers to.
Well picked. Asset management is the correct answer.
What are debt securities issued by regional governments or regional government-owned enterprises called?
Perfect. Municipal bonds is the correct choice.
Investments in securities made to earn profits from short-term price movements are classified under dash.
Solid response. Held for trading is a valid choice.
An eligible entity will in normal circumstances be allowed to open and maintain only dash SQL account.
Smart pick. 1 is the correct choice.
This is a company's designated long-term partner with whom the company does the bulk of its business.
Great thinking. Relationship bank is the right choice.
Systems procured from a third party but operations managed in-house. Which among the solutions is?
Good job. Your answer hybrid solutions works well here.
The time between when the check is deposited and when it is charged to the payer's account is the.
Clear logic. Your choice presentation float is sound and 100% true. In a quote exchange rate, the currency that is to purchase with another currency is called dash.
Bravo. Base currency is the answer. The combination of the floats associated with these inbound and outbound check payments is the correct response. Net float is the most accurate answer.
What is the primary advantage of using online payment gateways in cash transfer procedures?
Excellent. Enhanced security and convenience is a brilliant choice.
Securities classified under the category held for trading are to be sold within days.
You're right. 90 is the correct answer.
The time between when the check is deposited and when it is available to the recipient is
Right choice. Availability float is the best answer.
eliminates the need to physically transfer check payments to the local bank for deposit.
You got it. Your choice remote deposit capture is right. How much net open position in foreign currency is allowed by Bank Indonesia for banking? Nicely done. 20% of capital is a solid answer.
A company can have its bank receive and process checks on its behalf, which is termed a
Good thinking. Lockbox service is the right answer.
Coordinating the process of consolidating and netting payments for increased efficiency.
Nice work. You chose true and it is correct.
If the exporter's bank is unwilling to make this payment, then it is called the dash.
Well done. Advising bank is the right choice. It allows a company to avoid the physical movement of received checks to its bank.
Smart move. Remote deposit capture is an accurate answer.
systems developed in-house with own operations, which among the solutions is
Exactly. In-house solutions make sense, and it is right choice.
Which among the following instrument is not traded on NDs operated by RB?
Well done. Commercial paper is the right choice.
what is the normal limit of the required intermediary macroprudential ratio?
Bravo. Between 84% 94% is the answer.
Which document is typically used to initiate a bank transfer of funds?
Sharp thinking. Invoice is the right choice.
What are Bank Indonesia's requirements for primary statutory reserves?
Good job. Your answer 9% works well here.
Among the statements are the qualities of treasury culture, except on track. Communicative is the correct answer. Which of the following is not a common method of cash transfer?
Excellent. Bartering goods is a brilliant choice.
Which among the statements is not a money transfer mechanism?
Nicely done. Gold bar deposits is a solid answer.
The principles of management include of the following, except
Valid point. Planting is true.
it is the presumed date of receipt of the cash by the bank.
You're right. Value date is the correct answer.
What is the primary objective of cash transfer procedures?
Good thinking. To ensure transparency is the right answer.
Many firms have implemented a dash corporate hierarchy.
Smart pick. Two-tier is the correct choice.
Policies are the basis of the operation of a treasury.
Correct. True is the right answer.
What are the main functions of Treasury Management?
Correct response. Maintain bank liquidity is the most accurate answer.
Call money refers to a placement of fund dash. Perfect. Same day is the correct choice.
It is responsible for a company's liquidity. Strong choice. Treasury Department is the right answer. Exchange position is also known as dash.
Nice work. You chose dealing position, and it is correct.
Which is not a money market product.
Excellent choice. Medium-term notes is the right answer.
Is a payment on behalf of the payer.
Right again. Bank check is a valid answer. The DA of treasurer's hats, except. Great job. CO is the accurate answer.
Acronym KISCL stands for dash.
Great thinking. Constituent subsidiary general ledger is the right choice.
How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format.
Well picked. Contact Narayan Chengda is the correct answer.